What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? What is good? I'm waiting on my man AJ to come on through. Um, yeah, we're gonna talk about some things today. I need to get me some tea. That's what needs to happen right now. When I'm trying to change some of my line to get a little bit different. Um, Let me see where my man at. Um, thank y'all for tuning in. We're gonna wait for AJ to come on through. We're gonna talk about some things. I'm actually being summoned for something right now. Um, and we should love to have you full feature if you are interested. Let me pick out. Awesome, bro. I just got called for a feature. Um, they doing some online stuff, and yeah, trying to see how this is gonna pan out. So thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, I'm just here. We just gonna talk about some things that's going on. Talk about life. Talk about what's going on in this crazy world that we live in. Well, the world ain't crazy; it's just the people, right? It's just the people. I was hoping that some of my other folks would be somewhere where I can find them, but I can't find them right now. But it's all good. It is all good. I just know it's time to eat again and see what's gonna happen with that. But I'm waiting for AJ. It's Coach John in the building. Waiting on AJ to see what we're going with. And yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Thank y'all for tuning in, all of you who are here. And it's about to go down. Y'all know anytime me and AJ get together, it's gonna be crazy. Y'all already know what it's gonna be like. So yeah. What in the world? Uh, oh man, I don't understand how I went to that. I hate when I place an order with some people. Frugal, what's up with you? I placed an order for some things to happen and they change into something else. Um, but it's all good. It's all love. It is all love. I had to order some things for these for the next big thing, the next big move. Hey, Frugal, I'm waiting for AJ to come on so we could talk about some things. And I don't know. I think he might be a little tied up. I don't think. Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, I'm trying to do several things at a time. So yeah, y'all just hold on with me while we wait for AJ. We might do some poems. We might do some. I don't know. I might play some music. I was watching Mama Rainey's Black Bottom. Like that. I don't know if y'all have seen that yet. If y'all took a moment to watch that, Mama Rainey's Black Bottom is a beast. I love it. I love it what it portrays. You know what I'm saying? To show you how far people have come with music, but to also show you that she was a gangster, and she ain't take no gains. Okay, let me look on Facebook. I see y'all tuned in over there on Facebook. So, Erica, good afternoon to you. Canvas Dolls in the building. For whatever reason, I can't see y'all comments on the feed here, but I can see y'all on the other way. So I'm just gonna put peace and love in here. So I wait for my boy AJ to come on. We're going to talk about all kind of things. Definitely what's happening in this world, what main events and all those kind of things. And just something we like to do every now and then. I know we're going to be on again on Thursday, but this is, I guess, is like the beginning of what we got going on, just to talk about some things. I'm just realizing Ain't Right Tribe is still up. And I didn't know they were still up because I hate to do that. I hate to come in clashing with them, but I thought they'd be done by now. I didn't look and see. But I don't think they're going to be on for long. But then again, they might. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will see. We will see. Um, and hopefully they won't be on too long. Hopefully they won't be on too long. Um, Hold on a second. Yeah, we're waiting on AJ. Where is AJ? I might have to share some poems or whatever. If anybody have any, I need some computer savvy people, tech savvy people to help me out with some things. I got some stuff that I need to work on, and they work. I love Mac, but I hate Mac when it's not working properly. I hate when Mac does not work properly. That is a headache for me because trying to learn this stuff and with Mac is not easy. It's not easy. It is not easy. But yeah, I ain't hear from AJ, man. I hope he all right. I might need to call my brother and see what's up with him. I might need to call him because I sent him a thing. This is the. Okay, thank you. Let me see. Willis in the building. What's good with you? Yeah, I'm just waiting on my counterpart. I'm coming on in a minute. My man AJ, because we got some things we're gonna talk about here today. I'm just gonna get comfortable. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take y'all with me to the kitchen so I can make me some tea. That's really what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm learning this multitasking thing. It works if you know what you're doing. If you can handle yourself accordingly, multitasking can work. And so we're gonna multitask today. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. So for y'all that don't know, like in my crib, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 different coffee pots. One of which I actually use to I actually use it to make my tea. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm extra like that. So what I do is I make my tea in my coffee pot, and so I could be a little lazy, if you would. You're not wrong with being a little lazy from time to time. Sometimes that's just something that happens. So I'm drinking me some honey lemon ginseng tea today. Y'all should be drinking hot tea anyway. This is that time. You're supposed to be drinking hot tea anyway. And if you aren't drinking hot tea, I need you to get your life. So I keep this one next to my Keurig, so we can. Oh, there go my brother. Hold on, let me bring him on in here, because he probably wondering what the hell I'm over here doing. AJ, what's
No,
up,
man.
I said
I
you
was
must be
sitting,
eating
man.
lunch.
Now my pads, it wouldn't let me my phone on my camera. I mean my mic on my camera on. It said, okay, enter without your camera and phone. I'm like, the camera and mic. I'm like, that don't make sense.
Yeah, that don't make sense at all. How you want me to
But
do that? I'm in here making me some tea. You know, I told you I drink my tea all day long.
no, that's excellent, man. I need some because I was working on some things. I went and laid back down, man.
Did you? Man, I wish
Yeah,
I
because
could.
I was up. Now I was up long before your show, and my girl had sprung her ankle, man,
Oh no.
last week. Yes, sir. So it's getting better now. It's the swelling's down. So
Good.
I've been trying to maintain that. But
Well, you know, the body swells so that it can heal itself.
yeah. But also things happen so we can slow our asses down.
Oh, slides down. You better say that again. Who's calling me now? I'm about to call him back. Whoever's calling me on my phone, I'm on live. Let me see. I'm on a live, so come on my live, and I'll call you back after the live. Yeah, I don't got 3 calls since I've been talking on the live. I don't know how that happened, but I got 3 of them.
But my suggestion, you know, what we talking about doing this project together. I think we need to create some our own poetical terms with the
Okay.
definition and put them in the book.
And put them in the book.
Yeah, put them in the book. We're working on create our own poetical terms because I'm looking at one I created. It's called Poem Certo.
Okay, explain that one.
Say what?
Explain that. I was saying, explain that to me. What that means.
Okay, Poem Certo is adjective, sometimes a verb, often a noun. It says the art of writing or scripting verses containing a melody and or tones enabling the mind of the listener to reach a higher state of consciousness may also be phrased as a symphony of thought.
Oh wow. Wow, I like that. Well, I'm supposed to come up with something genius like that. I ain't got that in me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. I said,
Yeah, we just need to create some terms. I'm saying because and because we hear every year, if you notice at the end of the year, they say, okay, these are new words that's entered into the lexicon, the dictionary.
yeah. Which is crazy. So they just making up shit.
I know. So ergo, the reason we finna do it.
And look, and then they put it in the dictionary and change shit up. Tell you one thing means something else now.
Oh yeah, definitely. You said that said you can't say that. I'm like, I can say it.
And I could damn write it too.
No, but you said you was working on something earlier. What was it?
I'm working on several different things now. I just did a little prompt. Let me see what I wrote. It's supposed to be a short erotic poem based off an image that they put in of a house. And what did I do with it? This is what I did with it. And I'm supposed to be using an image in the house. So I bought a short erotic poem. And that's about all.
Is that an impromptu?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out because I hadn't been on that today, but I'm gonna check that out. That's definitely
This the first time I actually wrote something on it because I see it, but I just hadn't. And then I just said, well, I just freestyle something real quick and put it on it. So I said, you're supposed to use the idea of, I guess, supposed to have your idea of being in the household and whatever's going on in the house without using appliances and shit like that. So I just wrote something real quick. I said, this lighting is perfect. This table is set for an entree, and I'm going to make you a ritual. Place you atop this table and dress you perfectly. Fruit lacing your canvas as my mouth salivates at the idea of feeding my hunger while tasting your secrets. I'm going to make us new. Stretch you until breathing becomes a task, and even that will belong to me. Every inhale will call me. Every exhale will need me. And I will resuscitate you with my mastery, starting in this room with this perfect lighting, and forever will find us naked. And so I just did a quick, see what that sounded like.
No, that's dope because forever finds us naked. I mean, we ain't never having no clothes on.
We're gonna never.
Mr. Witz ain't gotta ask who in here naked. We gonna be naked next time you come back too.
Witz ain't gotta ask us nothing. We straight. We ready. Yes. So, but I enjoy when you get a writing prompt and it's something that makes sense. You could just jump right in it and just go with whatever's there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And it's always interesting when writers get it because you can hear. I'm saying you can go and read where somebody else wrote, and it's interesting. It's like, okay, I see how you laid everything out, but it's just it's like you just marked everything down chronologically or whatever it was you wanted to say. But when you write it to where everything I'm saying is there's no order to it, it's just the flow of thought.
The most natural poems are the ones written without work. When it's just flowing, those are the best poems. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I want to finish that for the 17th. I'm gonna definitely have this right here finished. The Harriet's Feet.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that, bro.
Harriet's Feet. And I found my notes resting for church, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, so what I'm supposed to do with these? Where is it? And I got pages and pages of notes for the poem. I'm like, okay, so it's like Martin's last speech. Yeah, Martin's last sermon was stand awake through a great revolution.
I just got I just got booked for another feature. It's online, but it's a feature.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm responding to my brother now. Yeah, I'm trying to tell people that in this time you need to use your creativity wisely because you can make your own magic if you're willing to take the time to make it magic. You just got to do the work. In other words, get off your ass and do something. You know, we like to sit down all the
Mm-hmm. So what do you think of this line, man? Sometimes I find myself laughing when my pen hurts.
Wow. Wow. When my pen hurt, you know how they say, sometimes you gotta laugh through the pain.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta laugh through the pain. Like when you running and you bust your ass and you know it hurt, but you can't do nothing but laugh at it.
Oh man, my granddaughter, man, my granddaughter used to do it on purpose, man. She, you know, she just loved to be with me. She'd be in the room with me. She run in the room, jump on the bed, and spring from the bed up like Superman, like a wrestler, like she's body slamming, and just dive on me. Even if I wasn't ready, she just dive, and I'm like, oh. And then sometimes she jump off the bed, and fall, and hop up and say, I'm okay. But she did it all the time. She just fall, look like she just falls. I'm okay, like I'm just practicing. Because I know I'm gonna fall a lot, but I'm gonna be okay a lot too.
Man, I got pictures of my grandbabies the other day. Knock me out, man. Knock me out. Knock me out.
Man, I one of my grandsons turned 18.
Really?
18, what was it, Friday? My grandson's turned 18 Friday. I'm like, man, they're getting I just tell them, man, y'all getting old.
I ain't going nowhere, but y'all getting old.
Yeah. Damn.
Man,
I'm about to visit this. I don't know if I put this is on my phone, right? I'm reading through this poem that I start writing it, but it's broken down in sections, so I can tell that it wasn't. I thought when I wrote it, something else went in between it. Because when I'm writing, I write a verse, then put about 3 spaces between it, then write something else.
Got you.
Like it's not connected. But this one says, I get tears and laughter mixed up sometimes. They always arrive uninvited.
Wow.
I know how it feels when your life goes up in smoke and your dreams are burned to ashes. Only God can build mountains out of dust. But I keep trying. I keep writing. I wrote a poem out of pain and a song out of love. They both have the same verses. Only God can make clouds out of mist or rain out of tears. And then just say reread at the bottom.
Wow.
So I'm about to go through it. I like that now. I don't know if I didn't like it then. I like it now.
Right now, it's saying something different.
Yeah, now it's fitting my feet.
Sorry,
I think a lot of times we write something in advance of our destination,
and we don't even know it. We don't even know. We don't even have
write something in advance on this. And then when you read it, you say, "Man, did it say make a right?"
Well, I'm already here.
Yeah, did it make a right? Let's do this then.
That's another thing.
I think. Oh, go.
No, I'm saying when you go back and revisit some things that you wrote some time ago, and even if you decide you wanna edit it a bit or whatever the case may be, there's just a magic in the ability to do that, and then seeing yourself change. Like when you edit and it becomes a whole new picture now. It might not have been where you started. You know, you didn't even know you was going there, but it becomes a new thing. I love those moments.
But the opening verse to this, it says, I keep building snowmen out of coal just to say black is black, or not everything has to be white.
How do you even think about building a snowman out of coal? My daughter, when she was in sixth, she was in the 7th grade. She wrote a poem that, and she was comparing snowballs and peanut butter. And I don't know.
That'd be a messy fight, wouldn't it?
That'd be a hell of a fight, wouldn't it? But it's just the idea that she would even try to compare those two, and in her mind they matched. You know what I mean? And she was doing it young. She gotten away from it. Good morning, Teresa. Good afternoon to you. She gotten away from writing because she didn't have, when I was no longer there in that household, she didn't have the support she had and that she needed with that. And that's hurtful. But man, if she wants it back, it's already there. She didn't ever lose it. She just didn't exercise the muscle. You know.
And let me find this. This is what I was telling you earlier. If I could find it, where the hell is it? Let me see. Because I told you one of the books that was almost finished. Title of the book is Not Yet Lost. How to Find Motivation in an Unmotivated World. But you know, you have different computers and different systems. So I have a whole nother computer that have chapters of that book and I guess a folder and chapters for that book on. But this is the original computer I started on. It started messing up, so I had to get me another computer. But while it's running, I try and make sure I copy everything from it. I don't think it's gonna. It's not gonna hang out with us for too much longer because they're gonna say, "Well, I gave you signs that I was done."
Say that again.
Let's see. Recover. Patience. Oh. Okay.
I'm writing all these short joints, man. I just wrote another short one. I just finished up while we were talking.
Now what's that? Share it, man.
Okay. He said, I want to whisper to you, even when we're in crowded rooms and everyone is enjoying their moment. I want you to live within my voice. Set your burdens in the blaze of lost oceans. I will forever find you. Read your canvas like Braille. Close my eyes so I can feel you. Locate your DNA in the darkness so I can remember why I worship you when it's daytime. Yeah, I got all these short joints I'm doing.
I just got a phone call, so my volume went down. I'm finna see if my pad will let me log into the studio. Give me 1 second. I'm see if I can log back in on my pad.
Okay, cool.
This is not acting right.
Cool.
I don't know why.
Something in Jack. If y'all, I'm getting the text message. Mike, I'm on.
1 second. Let me see.
Let's see.
That's us there. I don't know. It won't let me into my camera.
I don't know what I'm saying. I see.
Yeah.
I can hear me in the background echo. Oh man. No, this tea is good.
Camera mic. Let me see. What kind of tea you drinking?
Honey lemon ginseng. Yeah. Honey lemon ginseng. But yeah, AJ, there's so many vibrations I get when I read my own poetry. It's when I go back and look at it, it's like unreal to me. It's unreal. I'll be like, man, damn, I really wrote that. You ever get that surprise? Like, oh shit, man, I did that.
Yeah. But the surprise is that the first time you wrote it clear, the second time you wrote it better.
Right. How about that?
Let me jump out and come back in because my volume went down when I got a phone call.
Okay. Jump out and come on back.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for my man AJ to come back in. He having a little technical difficulties over there, but it is what it is. I'm sending some messages out to some folks who want to come on in and check us out. And we're gonna have some talk. We're gonna share some poems, and yeah, we're gonna do some things. I gotta get you down on February 2nd, bro. Yeah, we're saying that. Can't wait to check it out. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'm on. They're trying to get me to come out to California to do a feature out there, and they're just trying to wait for things to open up so it makes sense. And I'm ready for it. I am actually in the process of putting together some things, and I have another book that I'm working on. Forget that short term. Yeah, nah, we're not playing. Well, Mike, I didn't know y'all was still on. Ain't Right. I didn't know Ain't Right Tribe was still on when I came on. I thought it was off. I thought we were done for the day. And then because we had already set it up from earlier to start at 3:30, and it might have been a minute late, but yeah. So what I missed on Ain't Right today, Mike? What I missed? I know I missed something. I was trying to get in and out, but I was busy doing some things and listening to. I had Mama Rainey's Black Bottom in the joint. Man, I watched that movie several times. I like watching movies that help me write. I love doing things that inspire me to do more writing. I feel like if you write, you should do that. And you should find your way within everything that you begin writing. Okay, AJ's back now.
Oh man,
all right, we got you back.
I had to do my laptop, man, because my phone wouldn't let me come on with my camera. I don't understand what, and it did that a couple of times before, and I don't know what.
You know, technology is just ugly sometimes. I mean, that's all I got. That's all I got for it, bro. It's just ugly sometimes.
Shit. But okay, now we're going to discuss last Tuesday, voting in Georgia.
Yeah.
Man, it got ugly, man. I couldn't watch it. I had to turn it off because it was like, one would be behind, and I'm trying to figure out. So if a million people didn't vote on November 3rd, and now they're having a runoff, and those people weren't aware that they needed to participate in this particular day, January 5th, why is this thing so close? It's almost like, I don't understand. Do you see these people doing all the bad things they do?
Mm-hmm.
And we still don't have participation. It's like, well, that's them. They're going to do what they do. They're going to do what they do if we let them.
I'm going to tell you, what I'm learning is that some white folks ain't never changed. Some bloodlines, they ain't never gonna change. And I know people be like, oh, it's not a black or white thing. Only black people say that dumb shit. Only black people say that. It's always
no, but a lot of white people say, well, I don't see color.
Right then and there, you just smack the shit out of me. Oh, you
like, I say, even if you're colorblind, you still see in black and white.
And then with you saying that, you are eliminating my blackness. You're turning my origin into nothing.
Yeah. Like we don't know nothing about that continent you came from.
Yeah. I'm just the wind now. Oh, you disappearing on us.
I know it, man.
It said I don't see color. You just a voice in the casing.
Yeah.
No. Certain locations, the black folks are still waiting on Lincoln. Go ahead, Mike. You better talk.
There it is.
You better talk, Mike.
Man, and I had a conversation with somebody because somebody had told, somebody, well, Lincoln was the person that freed the slaves and all this, and I was trying to explain, and that's why the notes from my Once Upon a Time. That's why I did all my study on Lincoln and Washington, and I went and studied all 22 amendments, because I was trying to figure out what could I put in Once Upon a Time that nobody would, that we know, but we never really delved deeper into.
Yeah.
Like George Washington and Lincoln. George Washington had more slaves than Lincoln, but Lincoln had over 600 slaves. So I always try to figure out how can you free. I'm gonna free your slaves.
You see me sipping my tea, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna free your slaves because you're making too much money with your slaves. I'm gonna free your slaves. And then, like in the Harriet poem, the cotton gin was made by the idea was this guy's father, not even mentioned in history. So the guy that formed the cotton gin, his name was Sam. So when the cotton gin was patented, Sam's name wasn't in it, but they didn't give Sam a last name, so we couldn't trace his genealogy anyway. That's why I'm saying, that Haynes and Fruit of the Loom, they would change your cotton and take Sam's last name, so you won't even know where it came from. And we don't see how America did history. See, America has been so genius. How they, because we talk about Harriet like she's not even a woman, really, like she's just this person. So what I want to do with the poem is I want to give her not just her props, because it says something about Nikeing and goatness. Like Michael Jordan is Nike, these tennis shoes. So wouldn't some Harriets be dope?
I mean, 800 miles one way and then 800 back just to go back another 800. Damn it.
That's what I'm saying. Some Nikes be dope. I can see it pop out the bush and say, you need these Harriets. How else you gonna get some free?
How you gonna get some free? Man, that's a term that every time you hear it, if your heart don't pump one time, you know what I mean? If your heart don't just be like, damn, how you gonna get some free? I know they had to be Negro spirituals. They ain't taught us yet that said that in it.
Man, they got, I'm sure they got some songs that wasn't all good and glorious.
Okay.
Wasn't all tree stomping, hand snapping.
Yeah. I went on YouTube to look at some Negro spirituals just to see what I can hear. And they don't have a large variety of them.
No, because they can't.
Because they won't.
No, they can't, because that would be a connection we've never had, and maybe we would find ourselves in those songs.
And they got the shit written down in somebody's damn garage. You know what I'm saying?
We got to understand that a lot of things America omitted was a perfect omission, because they say this right here is substance enough for him to find his power, for him to find the motivation in him, or the mission in him, or the purpose in him, because they remove these things because they don't want us tempted with finding ourselves.
You know what stirs my spirit in a way that I can't find words. When you listen to how white America says things like America cannot allow a black messiah to rise up. Think about that. First of all, you don't get no messiah if he ain't black anyway. Let's say that from the beginning. That's the root of what a messiah is, number one.
Black and messiah is an oxymoron.
But just to hear that, and then to hear how they put that in government, and why I tell people that say voting and shit don't count and we can't change the system. I'm not thinking about changing the system. Let's bust the shit open the way they got it written. So they want to change it. You do that by voting 100%.
But you see, this whole fight, I'm saying, I want to go back and replay what Cruz said. When Cruz said that he didn't want the votes in Michigan to be counted. He said, we only want the legal votes counted. But what they did is they popped up over 200 polling places. So he didn't say the votes at the polling places were illegal. He said the polling places were illegal.
Right.
And just like they were saying in Pennsylvania, they didn't say that what they meant by illegal votes is not the votes were illegal. They said Pennsylvania didn't have the right to send out all them mail-in voting ballots. So they're going for the core. So we don't listen to how they've changed the argument. The argument has changed over years. Even when Stacey Abrams was running, the Secretary of State was Kemp. That's overvoting. So they start purging all these people from voting rolls, and that's what she was arguing about. So if you listen to Trump, when he say Georgia didn't purge all them people from the voting rolls like they've been doing, like he expected 45 to 50,000 people to be purged.
Right.
So they'll give him that advantage. He say, I don't know what's wrong with Kemp. That's why he's a bad governor, because Georgia didn't purge all them people like they've been doing. See, we don't see that the more we fight, the more they can't do what they did. The more they get mad because they can't continue to do what they did, so they're losing ground. So they're trying to find new ground. But as my dad told me, he said you can make a whole lot of things, but you can't make no more dirt.
You can't make no more dirt. But AJ, let's back up a notch. How could it be illegal when you can't have a voting place without both parties agreeing?
I know,
because you can't have a Democrat place and a Republican place. Both parties have to be there, and the independents and whoever else jump on there. So how could it be illegal if y'all agree to the shit and y'all representing here? Okay,
what makes it illegal is a phone call. It's a phone call like the one that was recorded.
Yeah, talk about that.
I'm saying because a whole bunch of them were called Secretary of States, governors, and all these Pennsylvania and all these places. He had the people march to the White House because he wanted to meet with them, talk about how we're going to find these votes. But when you call somebody, but then find out he had called him 18 times. But he didn't talk 18 times, he only talked once. But he said, the part I remember, he said, look, I don't know what's wrong, but all I need you to do is find me 11,780 votes. See, my problem was you are succinctly asking for a specific number of findings. You say, look through there and see if you can, find something that was wrong. No. I need you to find me a specific 11,780 votes. Do whatever you need to do.
Just find me that.
Yeah, find me the votes. And I was laughing. I'm like, that ain't enough. That ain't enough for them to think that that's enough.
And where we at? Sitting home watching it on TV. Say, oh damn, that's jacked up. ain't wrote shit. Ain't ready to vote. We should be ready to vote again.
Exactly, but
vote again right now.
But that's why I'm gonna keep echoing to people. Look, find out who your Secretary of State is. Find out who the governor, your mayor, your city council. But find out who your senators that represent you in Washington. Find out who they are. It's only two. It's only two senators per state, regardless of how big the state is. So you're not making a whole big list.
Right.
And when you find the senators, you can say, okay, this senator's he was elected on this year. They're in office for 6 years, but it's staggered. So a lot of times, just like in Georgia, Ossoff has 2 years left on the seat he just won.
Okay.
So in 2022, his seat is up. He has to run again. But Warnock has 6 years on his seat.
God dang.
So I'm saying, so when we know these things, we can actually start preparing right now to say, okay, in Georgia, we need to follow Ossoff right now on what he's doing. When he's sworn in on the 20th, the 19th, whatever that is, follow what he's doing. Let's make a note saying, okay, he is following through on what he said. So how can we get this man reelected?
Yeah.
Find Cruz and all them other people in Texas and say, look, he don't need to be there. So what do we need to do? Let's make sure that Texas, with these gerrymandered districts, that they were ordered to change. The Supreme Court told Texas they need to find an individual entity. It wasn't of Texas to redraw the districts, but they kept fighting in court because they said we just need to hold on to after the vote in 2020. So that's why all these people ain't saying, you didn't hear not one senator that won his reelection. You hear not one person say that they want their votes recounted.
Not one.
But all of them say, I want the president's votes recounted. I'm like, your name was probably 3.5 inches
3.5 inches from where the president name was. So I don't see how this part of the ballot can be illegal.
Right. And that part ain't.
Yeah, and yours just mine's proper.
Mine is good. We need to check his. That's right there. You can't
Yeah,
miss
mine is proper. I'm like, man, it's amazing how we don't see. I don't think we're paying attention.
to think. First of all, let's do this. Hold on, AJ. Everybody on this list, somebody Google gerrymandering, Google the definition, and then put it in the feed, because I don't think everybody even know what that is. They'll know about redlining. They'll know not redlining. When I found out what that was, I was like, oh, no wonder. Y'all think y'all why y'all think it's called the projects? They redlined y'all ass into that too. You don't find projects on the other side of that red line. Tell me.
And a lot of times we didn't know we lived in red line districts until they finally built an actual grocery store in your neighborhood. Until they finally built a bank. A bank came over. But see, when the grocery store moved and the bank came, you had people over there trying to buy a property. Because over in South Dallas, right? In South Dallas, that's where the State Fair in Dallas. The State Fair is in South Dallas. So all the people around the State Fair ain't got to do shit. They wait till the State Fair come, put a sign in their yard, say, you can park here for $10, we will watch your cars. And they will make enough money during the State Fair to pay a year worth of mortgage.
Tax-free money. Cash.
And even if I file the taxes, I say, I think I had 15 cars over the 17 days.
And then get kickback on it.
Yeah, I had 15 cars over 17 days. So, but I'm saying that because they had the first Indy 500 in Dallas.
Okay.
But they had it around the Fair Park. They blocked it off and around the Fair Park because Fair Park is big. So if you block that circle off, that Indy 500 there. Mm-hmm. And it was such a big success that the Indy 500 wanted to come back. So they said, well, give me a minute. So they went out and they was trying to buy up all this property from these black people. And they tried to make it eminent domain, but they weren't selling. So they couldn't give them enough money. They said, I'm making enough money every year. When they have, look, the OU Texas game at the State Fair, Grambling and Prairie View game at the State Fair, and the State Fair, they say, you don't know how much money I make, because when somebody pull out, somebody's waiting to pull in.
Wait.
Which is the gerrymandering, manipulate the boundaries of an electoral constituency so as to favor one party or class. And see, they've done this forever as far as they can do it for the Senate a lot easier. They can do it because the representatives are a true representative of the number of people in the state.
And not only
senators are only 2 senators per state.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, we don't vote.
That is part of the problem.
Listen, when we looked at Pennsylvania, the whole state was counted up except for the black folks, and we wasn't late. It just said it was that many goddamn votes.
I know. First time. No, first time.
First time, right. The whole state was counted. They took them a day and a half to count the black vote.
Because they wasn't ready. They said,
oh, these niggas can really read. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Let's call it
like somebody, that's why everybody was alarmed. They say, so how many votes? Because Trump said that was a big dump, a big vote dump, because I was ahead at midnight. Then come 3 in the morning, they're counting illegal ballots, and then I'm down 100,000. It's gotta be rigged.
God don't listen to them coloreds. That's what he said. Shit. But what I'm saying, if we did that in every state, we don't have to worry about
every election. Every election. Because every year they're voting on something.
AJ, this is what I tell them. Let's do it like this. Don't vote on the presidential election. Vote on everything else. Let them have whatever president they want. Vote on everything else. Because he can't do shit if we put the shit in place. Vote on everything else. Leave them out. Now, let's do it like that. Can we start there? Vote everything but that. But that's the only thing we vote on, and it's too late. It's
And
too
see, I
damn.
was looking at how the election Tuesday was so close. It was close for a long time, going back and forth. And it wasn't the way the votes came in, it was the way we didn't come out to vote. We did. You know, and it's a shame that everything depends on how we feel that day. Like, oh yeah, I knew there was election on the 5th, but man, I didn't feel like going out that day. So for the next 6 years, you ain't gonna feel like going out. See, that's what I'm saying. So weigh your options. Is this pain you got 6 years worth of pain?
And I'm gonna say this though, AJ. I'm gonna add to that. The thing about it now is that's why it was so genius to get the mail-in ballots. Oh, that was genius. If it wasn't for the mail-in ballots, we wouldn't have had that situation at the Capitol, because that's
because they wasn't gonna leave the house anyway.
we wasn't gonna come out. But the mail-in ballots was the
I heard that so clear. You said, well, because we wasn't gonna leave the house no way. So if I could just give it to Lil Ray Ray, and Lil Ray Ray go put this in the mailbox.
I did my just due, you know. Man.
But I think I'm trying to figure out how can we tell if a lot of people paid attention on what went on last year rather.
I mean, the question is, for me, is how did we miss this whole charade?
Well, we've been missing it. I'm saying, but everything happened so loudly. See, 2020 was a loud year. 2020 didn't whisper nothing.
Listen, and we wasn't all hanging out at the club because the club was closed for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2020 was a loud year, so you heard everything.
Every damn thing. Everything.
So how many of us paid attention or took some notes or wrote some shit down? Like, oh, this is what they're doing over here? Because now you can see the people that ain't working in your street. You can see the people from the city that drive past your street and go down to the next street where the white people live and fix the holes in their street.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You say, man, I'd have called about this. I'd have called about this traffic light. I'd have called about this stop sign. I'd have called about this corner. You know, so there's some things that need to be fixed in our community. But if we don't participate in this process, we ain't getting nothing fixed. We ain't getting nothing done. So how many people actually paid attention last year to the abilities that we have as a unit?
Yeah. Because we got election coming up, what, 2 years? Well, we got my man's coming up in November this year. Yeah, we got one this year. Listen, we got and this is one. There's another if you in the Charlotte area or know somebody in the Charlotte area, I want to say this to you now. There is another city councilman who resigned. Who resigned. It is effective as of 5 o'clock this evening. Ooh. I just read that today. Another city council seat open. I'm not going into politics because my mouth is too reckless. They don't want me in there. They don't want my ass in there. I'm not going to be able to tone down when they say certain shit. So I'm not ever going into politics. I'll stay on this side. And but it's another official that actually is resigning today. So more shit open up.
Yeah, I would like to say that, you know, I thought about running for office a long time ago, but I heard that my words got fist.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, I ain't want to be out there, man. We have a couple of elected city councilmen in Dallas. They used to come to the college because I worked at Vault Aircraft, so I worked at Vault. We worked probably 70 hours a week so consistently, but I was going to night school at college.
Okay.
Night school, taking 12 hours of night school, working 70 hours a week.
Wow.
And they was asking me how you do that. But they had these open forums where, you know, these people come in and they speak. So every time they come in and we had this conversation, I'd ask questions, you know, I would wait because I wasn't I'd ask a question, but they would say, okay, I'm asking you a question in a second. Okay, next question. And they go about 4 more questions deep. And I'm saying I'm still here. I didn't forget that you didn't answer my question. So I stand up again. I say, well, let me ask you the different way. So we be having this back and forth, but they be looking at me like, and they black too, they be saying, niggas, you know how they say some niggas come in here with questions that they know we can't answer with the truth. No, we can't answer with the truth and still look like we doing something, But it happened all the time. So I was in these forums, so I started being invited to be on panels.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the last guest on the panel and I think I was invited because a lot of times somebody could make it, say, hey, let's call this dude, here. And I come in and sit on the panel, and, the Doc Bookshop would do it a lot. When they first opened up, they would have all these different things at different colleges and different places. They said, AJ, can you come? We need somebody else on the panel. I said, sure. I go out, I sit on the panel, but they got all these people paid to be on the panel with these long names and these DRs and these PHs by their names and stuff. And I'm just sitting there on the end. All I got is a pen. Me and my pen know some shit. We just sitting there. And they'd ask these questions. So people would ask questions. So it go down the line and answering. Sometimes I say, I'm not, that sounded pretty good. And somebody say, okay, AJ, what do you think about that? And I tell them. Then people start asking me questions directly. I had to tell them, I said, look, I'm the last guy on the panel. They just invited me to come and take this seat so this seat wouldn't be empty. Talk to them people down there.
Talk to the ones that count, right? The ones y'all came to see. Because you ain't came to see me.
But then it was always interesting to see how other people's words would change when they heard what you had to say.
Well, you see,
so a lot of times it's not the knowledge that you have, it's the application of the knowledge that you received.
That's it.
So how can I say this in a way that will make sense to these people? That's all I always think about. As a poet, I'm saying, how can I write this to where you would see exactly what I'm seeing?
That's why
even if it's this. So
no, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, it could be this completely distorted picture, so we both looking at blurry shit. But you're gonna see it blurry like me.
That's why, and can you explain that, is the most powerful questions you can ask. Because I don't want to read all of the gibberish and amendments and all that laws. I don't read that shit. Explain that shit to me, like you take whatever you take from me. You just come. Okay, well, we taking your freedom from you. I can understand what that means. When you go on the explain that other shit to me simple like that, so I don't have to worry about what you're trying to say.
No, man, but then we talk about elections and we talk about how because I know here in Las Vegas, we went and voted. It was one of the representatives from Las Vegas on TV the other day. Michael said punch him in the mouth and it hurt. But it was one of the representatives on TV, and Faye came in the room late and she was talking. Faye said, what the hell is she talking about? She don't know. Oh, I voted for her. Yeah. HOA. See, HOA is the biggest, they're the biggest thieves in America.
I just want to listen, where we live at now, ain't no HOA. And when they come knocking on the door tomorrow, you want HOA? I'm going to pull my gun out and say, don't bring your fucking ass back over here. You do not have my vote.
But John, I lived in Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
I said I worked at Vault. So I got injured on the job, hurt my back. Had 5 back surgeries. So after the first back surgery, I'm down and I'm trying to get back to work because they pay good money. But I fell behind on my HOA. I got a letter from the HOA telling me that they was going to take my house because I had missed 3 months of payments and I was 90 days in arrears and they trying to charge me fees. I went down and I'm like, who the hell are you? And, I put these screen doors on my house, the storm doors on the front and back that matched the brick on the house. And I got a letter telling me that I didn't ask anybody if I could put those screen doors, and how do I know if they were authorized? I'm like, they're authorized because if you come on my land trying to take them off. But what did James Fox say? There'd be problems. But the HOA, man, we need to, okay, check it out. Whoever wrote that question, let's go discover where was the first HOA. Who thought it up? do they have bylaws that all of them are constrained by, or can they write their own laws so they can do whatever they want in each community? So let's see what HOA is, see where it came from. Let's study it, because I really think that everything we have questions about, we need to be the one to find the answers.
Yeah, because if not, they're gonna give us their answer that they want us to believe. Hold on, AJ.
Yeah,
hold on a second. Well, you keep talking to the folks while I'm.
Now I'm saying let's go and see where the HOA is, where it came from, and who thought of this, and you know, because I don't think they had HOAs on plantations. You know, I'm just saying I don't think they had HOAs on plantations, because you know because the plantation owner was probably the richest man in the city. That's why they was drinking sarsaparilla and sitting having niggas walking with umbrellas while they walking. They got an umbrella holding up his head while he walking in the sun.
Can you imagine that shit? I'm gonna be a dead nigga, boy. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be. Ooh, God Almighty! I'm gonna burn out walking, holding an umbrella over your ass. Rain and snow and sleet and shit falling down, and I'm gonna hold the umbrella to keep you safe. We sick, boss. We sick, boss. Shit. I tell you what, Master, you sick? We's about to leave.
Now we it's gonna be our plantation. You can go. I'm moving to the big house. No, okay. Now the most feared conversation of the day is Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. You know, I didn't want to bring it up until all the information was laid out, but right now there's a whole lot of information laid out that, you know, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard not to see how obvious it is that this was an inside job too. Because, you know, it came out now that the president was sitting down watching it, enjoying it on TV, while they were chanting in there, "We're gonna hang Mike Pence." They built like they built in the old West days. You know how they would come down and, you know, old James, he didn't shot somebody in town and looked like it was a legal fight because he said meet me at noon.
Mm-hmm.
But they said we gonna hang him. They'll build a little pad where you can get up there and hang somebody. There was one I hadn't seen a picture of. I saw it one time. I hadn't seen a picture of it nowhere. All this conversation they're having. So they didn't show how these people were really planning on. They were looking for Nancy Pelosi. They were looking for Mike Pence.
Wow.
And they had built this thing with a rope hanging on it. I'm saying ready. And I'm like, so we're not going to discuss the herd of elephants in the room. Not an elephant in the room. The herd of elephants in the room. Because when you look at it, I just found out today that the New York Police Department and the FBI had sent information to them saying of the possibility of all these things going awry, however you want to say it. So, because they said they didn't know. But then when the governor of Virginia called, you know, but I think Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and this representative from Virginia was in the same room hunkered down. He knew the number to the governor. So this representative called the governor directly and asked him, and the governor on the phone, he said, yeah, I got troops ready. I got my ride, they got ride gear, they got the tanks, I got my troops ready. Just give me a second, they'll be there directly. So he had somebody else call the Secretary of Defense because it has to be authorized, because you can't send, you know, anybody on federal property without authorization.
Right. So
they called Secretary of Defense, he didn't answer. Secretary of Defense didn't answer the phone. So he said an hour and a half later, the guy under the Secretary of Defense called him from a number he didn't know. And the governor said he answered the phone, and he said, okay, you can send the troops. It was like, and nobody would talk about the conversation that.
So that was the recording that they had.
No. I'm getting to the recording. The recording was, they called the wrong person. Left a voicemail. You know, to me, I'm saying, if I'm calling you, John, we trying to do some shit. I'm gonna tell you, look, if you don't answer the phone, I'm gonna leave a message. Message gonna say D dot 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 D dot dot D dot 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 D dot dot, and that's gonna be the message. I'm not gonna call and say, John, look, we got this going on. We need y'all. The message was, we need y'all just to hold it up for a minute.
Wow.
Just to slow walk it, basically. So I'm like, so they're not releasing
Oh,
the National Guard to come and help. They knew what was going on. They didn't hire the National Guard because, you know how many soldiers and tanks they had when Black Lives Matter was marching by the Lincoln Monument? You would think we were going to go steal the Lincoln Monument.
The whole thing, just tie some rope to it and helicopter.
We was going to dismantle it brick by brick. We was all going to be walking away with a brick, and we was going to put it together somewhere else because we can do that. We Black, we designed that shit, right?
Wow. I try to refrain from getting caught up.
No, he said it was the Maryland governor, not Virginia. It's the Maryland governor.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this. Oh, there it is.
No, go ahead.
No, but the point I'm making is that everybody saw what was going on, but the people in charge knew what was going to happen and slow walked the process so they could make happen. See, because do you know the hierarchy of the president? If something happened to the president, you know who's second?
The vice president.
Who's third?
Now you got me there. I don't know who third because I think they just make it up. The secretary. What did your girl was?
Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House. Okay.
So when went in there, it was calling for Mike Pence. They were saying they're gonna hang Mike Pence, and they was trying to find Nancy Pelosi.
This shit is just crazy, man.
So if you think an accident that these people ran up in there with no guards, with no, you think 5,000 people ran up in the building on 50 police accidentally, and they're looking for Pence and Pelosi for what? Why would you call those two? It's like, okay, so, but what was going on at the time was they were certifying the electoral votes. That if you remember, he told Pence, he said, look, Pence, I'm gonna need you to do the right thing. And Pence was like, okay, so what's the right thing? My job is just to get up here and say, okay, the electoral college, the electoral votes from Maryland is in. It looks like there's only one end, so don't pass this down. They're gonna read it. He can't. But the thing that nobody's brought up is that box with all the electoral votes in was left in there. Somebody's aides went back while all this stuff was going on, while they running up there, while they sitting in the chair, went back and got the whole box of electoral votes and saved it.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yes, so even when they came back, if they came back and they were gone, because they stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop, took letters, they took all kind of stuff. But the box with the votes in it was left in there, and one of the aides went back and got the box and saved it so they could have the box when it was over. So we don't know what heroes are. At least we don't know what to call heroes. But I'm quite sure that would be a designation if they wanted to give one.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to go back and see who that was, but I'm saying when you look at everything that happened, it's like they didn't have the hierarchy of people had a plan. The people that went in the building didn't have a plan.
Well, that's obvious because they just look like pitchfork tobacco chewing, dirt road mugs. And some of them people got money. Some of them people got money.
They don't have enough for an attorney.
Oh yeah, well, a lot of them don't have enough for that.
Because if you remember, don't you remember when Trump said, if you touch one of them statues, if you do anything, we're gonna use every extent of the law on you. It's gonna be 10 years minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So is the Capitol building not a monument? It's not a statue. It's
I can't run in the federal building here, the federal bank like that, and that ain't even got nothing to do with the government. So how the hell they get to that? Listen, man. I need people to understand that we are dealing with a people as a whole. Not all of them are good. Definitely not all of them are good. Not all of them are bad. But we're dealing with a people with a mindset that, I'm supreme. I'll always be superior here anyway. And they don't give me a damn.
Now, I think the biggest fear right now is that they see that they don't have enough votes to control anything anymore. That's the problem.
Well, they
It's
never
like
did.
we're losing.
We just wouldn't vote. They never did.
Yeah.
They never did.
Isn't that they had a good handle? You know, we couldn't pay that poll tax. You know, and you know nobody could pass that test. And then once, if you notice, in every area, once they start voting, you know, in the masses, they move the polling place.
Mm-hmm. And beef up the police.
I'm saying because I know in Fort Worth, the polling place was like I could walk. There was a big church right. My house was third house from the corner. Big church right there in the park, and I had a gym inside, so I take my boys over to play basketball. So we walk over there and vote. I walked over there before and said, "Oh, no, the polling place moved to, you know, library way away somewhere." I'm like, for our area.
Listen.
Like,
and it's freezing outside, right? You got no car. You got to wait on the bus another 45 minutes because they don't slow that shit down like Sunday.
And get two. You need two. What are those two transfers?
Two transfers. And then you get there. Let me tell you, when I went to vote for Barack, first time voting ever. First time voting was for Barack, which is a lot of black men here. That's their first time voting. But I went to vote, and I got to one place. They told me, "Oh, your name ain't on the list. You got to go here." Oh, your name ain't on this list here. I went to 3 places, and then I called just to come back around to the first place I was at in the first time. My name was on there. Oh, we found it right here. Now, you know, most of us that we shit. I tried. I did my job. I tried to.
I ain't gonna fill out a provisional ballot or nothing. See, a provisional ballot for everybody that want to know. If you go and your name doesn't appear on whatever it is that your name used to appear on, you fill out a provisional ballot. You have a little record, and they will actually let you know that okay, you've cast your vote. Yeah. So we're going to verify that you vote here, or verify that you're eligible to vote, and it's going to work. So a lot of times you don't have to go to all these different places, but nobody will tell you this.
We got to remember this: the person that you're voting against don't know you voting against him, so he want to get that vote in. So your vote. Yeah. He wants to get that vote because he want to know if you on his side or not.
No, but it's according to what color you are. Because you know when you go there to vote and they see what color you are, they automatically.
Not nowadays. Got Ice Cube, but they're talking about we want to know if you got the black agenda. I ain't gonna vote when this kind of vote going on. I wonder who he voted for because ain't none of them had no black agenda.
Well, you know, because my whole thing was like I said, when I listened to the whole thing, I listened to everything he said, and I wasn't even gonna comment on it. But it bothered me because all these rappers and people with money could have had a conversation, you know, because Biden went and talked to some people that you didn't even think he was gonna go talk to, and he wasn't even the candidate at that particular time. But all those people, you had Kamala, you had black people running for president. They couldn't get no money, couldn't get no donations. So it seemed like if we want a black agenda, we can sit down and have conversations like we have and say, look, we're gonna put our money in a hat and we're gonna give it to this person because they kind of look like us and they probably have a black agenda. Because I'm really kind of thinking that if you black like Cory Booker, I don't see you not having a black agenda. and you know, I looked at, you know, I was looking at all the things they were saying about Cory Booker, right? So I went and Googled him, man, and tried to find everything about him. Don't you know he ran into a burning building and saved some people's lives, and he wasn't even a fireman. He was in a position, I think he was governor of whatever he was at the time. Wow. I'm saying he did a whole lot of things that was above and beyond the duty, but it was in the vein of being a civil servant. Mm-hmm. So my thing is when everything you do is about that life, because you asked somebody earlier, you say, you ain't about that life. When everything you do is about that life, it's kind of hard to say that I don't trust you. It's like, I don't trust none of these other people out here. I would rather give you the little trust I got for anybody in office before I give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, we got to sit down and say, okay, so what we're going to do? Who we're going to vote for? Let's make a list. I think we need to make a list. And I think since we're doing this now, we're gonna have that conversation where everybody bring their senators in, the name of the senators when they're up, and we're gonna Google them. We're gonna see what they've done. We say, okay, this senator, he voted for this, he did this, that's not the right person for us. So when we start looking on a mass scale, it's gonna scare people. We got these people evaluating our job, saying that they ain't gonna vote for us. And we're not anybody, we're not Stacey Abrams, we're not somebody out there that they're talking to. It's us we're talking. We're trying to garner enough respect that if we say this, we're gonna do it and follow through.
We're doing the follow through. AJ, I want to say something, man. I want to add on before I lose that. On that whole Ice Cube kick, right? I'm gonna take it back, and I want everybody to really listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you why I know they killed Michael Jackson. If y'all been confused, I'm gonna show you where they killed him at. So Michael Jackson was said he was set to do no concerts in the United States at all. He wasn't doing no shows in the United States. In fact, he wasn't doing no shows nowhere until the Arab community decided to fund him to do shows over there in the Arab community. And that's what he was that's what he was preparing for. He was going over there to the Arab community. So what a lot of people may not know is that he was also studying Islam at the time. Now, he grew up Jehovah's Witness, but his brother, Jermaine, I think, is Muslim.
Yeah.
And they were introducing him to Islam. He started to study Islam. And so I'm not saying that because he was studying Islam, that's why the Arabs did it. But I'm just saying, let's just think about this for a minute. Michael Jackson is the only male artist that can go and perform and men be passing out. Oh, God. You have a grown-ass man pass out with Michael Jackson performing, right? Imagine Michael Jackson on the grand stage repeated this, La ilaha illallah, which means there is no God but Allah. You would have 90% of the people that follow Michael Jackson converted to Islam instantly. We don't know that that's what he was going to do. If they would have, imagine what this world would have been like in that aspect. They killed Michael Jackson. Now, I'm taking that scenario because I want you to think about this. If Ice Cube was serious about a black agenda, the way people look up the celebrities, he could have had that conversation with Diddy or Jay-Z, Nas, anybody with that type of following to have a real conversation to make a real situation happen. And so I'm not going to sit here and say maybe he got paid for it or he did it out of somebody said, look here, just say this. I'm not going to say that. But he could have got with a Dave Chappelle and had a real conversation with somebody on some real shit instead of putting that bullshit out there, knowing that people have been following you for you ain't no fly-by-night artist. People been following him for decades. And you mean to tell me you wrote these movies that we'll never forget, but you couldn't do a better 3-minute segment than that bullshit right there? So it tells me that you don't have a black agenda and your mind wasn't set on a black agenda. You needed to be relevant for whatever reason. You needed some shit to say. And that's what pissed me off about it. Because you had a moment that you could have really made a difference, but you had a moment you look like a complete jackass. Because that was the worst time to do that. Why you do that shit 4 years ago?
No, I'm saying if he did it when there was 20 candidates. I'm saying it's 2 candidates left, and you know the history of the one that is president in office. No black agenda at all. But you're gonna ask the one that's running against him, what's your black agenda? Like, I'm sorry.
First of all, you're a celebrity. You could have knocked on his front door, but look here, you got a black agenda for us? Because we can make this shit work now.
Yeah.
Shit.
But that was my thing, is that you have all these people, just like you were saying, Ice Cube, Pharrell, Dave Chappelle, Dre, all these people with all this money.
Denzel.
Now I'm saying $1 million to them is nothing.
Harry Belafonte, Viola Davis, people that's about. Go talk to Cicely Tyson so you can sit your black ass down. Hold on, sit here for a minute.
No, I think she would have spanked his knuckles.
He did it. That's what he needed. That's what she needed. Sit down right here because I'm going to whoop your ass and then we're going to go do the right thing. I'm going to show you what to do since you don't know how to do it. That's what he needed. He needed his ass whooped. That was the dumbest. I understand the idea and the concept behind it. I'm not mad at that. But you a whole fool if you're going to do that in that moment. You know how many people didn't vote because you did that, you dummy? Now I'm Sanford. I'm Sanford's son. You big dummy.
No, I'm saying what's the guy name? He's on Instagram. It's the real something. I'm trying to think his name. I went and checked him out. He's kind of a big deal in talk show. He has his own talk show in here. But he always talk about some everything. But I was listening to him. First time I listened to him, he was saying some negative things about some black person. And I was like, okay, I'm not listening to this. So next time I'm listening to him, he was telling his listeners how he hates Joe Biden and don't like Kamala. So I'm listening to this and I listened for a minute. I had to turn it off because I'm like, I don't understand how there's only 2 people running. And you just told all your listeners that you don't like the other chance we got. I'm gonna think his name in a second. But it was just amazing to me how we as black people we will forgive anybody else that don't look like us. They don't even have to ask. They just gotta look and nod. So yeah, I forgive you. You know, we don't even know if they're talking about forgiveness. But we can do we can do whatever and say, look, man, you know, that's not even my intent. They might even misconstrue what it was.
Yeah.
Dick Gregory, yeah. Dick Gregory was my dog, man. Dick Gregory didn't play. He be on radio shows scaring people.
Listen, Dick Gregory came here. 2 times. It was 2 times that he came here, and I sat backstage with him after his show for about an hour, about 45 minutes. And when I tell you, Dick Gregory was so powerful, man. Dick Gregory, and one thing I love about Dick Gregory, may he rest in peace. The one thing I loved about him is he don't just tell you shit. This is how he sit there, because Dick Gregory cussed like hell. I don't know. Yeah. Dick Gregory said, what kind of fool shit is you asking me? Pick up your damn phone. You got this computer and shit. Pull the shit up. He kept tapping me on my leg. He said, watch what I'm gonna tell you. Pull the shit up on your phone, man. He said, don't ask me nothing. I'm telling you what you need to know. Why you want to ask me some stupid shit about why this girl said that? Ask me who sent her over there to say that shit. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it. Pull this shit up in your phone because I don't want you to think I got some shit hooked up in my phone. My phone is off. Pull it up on your phone. That's how Dick Gregory talked. And he showed you how to go look at this shit. He said, pull up right now, Dick Gregory wins the presidency. He said, I won the presidency, but they damn well going to kill me. So I said, hell no, I ain't taking that shit. I got out of there. He won it. It's in everybody that's on this live. Google your phone, Dick Gregory win the presidency. He won. He won.
And he said they thought it was a misprint. No, okay. But see, Dick Gregory was the first person to go. See, when he was invited to the Playboy Mansion, you know, no black man had ever set center stage going through the front door of talk shows and all these other things. But when he was invited to the Playboy Mansion, that gave him this elite status. And he said he didn't know. He said he used to weigh 300-some pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He cut out eating meat, stopped smoking cigars, stopped drinking a whole bunch. But I'm saying we need to sit down and understand the history of different people to see how they found themselves.
Yeah. And
in that process, we might discover how we can actually find ourselves.
Yeah, because I don't know where the hell we at. Sometimes I look in the mirror, I don't know where I'm at. And I know I'm more found than a lot of people, so shit. if I'm losing me, some of y'all in trouble.
At least I know where my leg is.
Man.
But it's amazing how they're still talking about this. And just think Wednesday when it happened. All those people ran in there, running around with Confederate flags, you know, standing up there with statues, taking pictures with flags and sitting at people's desks and carrying out podiums and tearing shit up. And then they left.
No,
They just
no
They
scratch.
just left. What there was a couple of them laid down, but if it was black people, every one of them been laid down with them the ties around their wrists, face down on the concrete.
We'll be sitting there, kumbaya, my lord. You know how we do. You know how we do.
Yeah, be singing one of them good songs.
Good songs, yeah. Man, I got a poem. I said, Master Tom must got him a good old master. Master Tom got him a good old master, because you got to think, man. I got a poem that says, the big tree in front of the big house was so big it blocked us from God hearing our prayers.
Damn.
And because we stay fixed on we got to do the shit in secret and behind where they can't see us. No, I want you to see what I do. Tell me, oh, don't say that on the phone. I ain't never saying that shit again. If you don't hear you on the phone, they hear you on the computer. They hear you on Facebook when your phone ain't on.
But when you talk about prayers, I have a line of prayer say, my knees are swollen and knotty from crawling through this earth to find some better dirt with a better place where God can listen. Cause like I'm crawling around, cause evidently this ain't where you hear my prayers at. Let me.
No. AJ, you got when you said in your poems you say plant dirt, different dirt,
yeah.
and oh man, yeah. What's that? Say that, because I'm jacking it up.
No, but that's the poem in the Black Book of Black to my dirt. Because my girl told me, she said write a poem about dirt, and I'm like, cool. I say, but it won't be what you think. But all I can envision is that somebody sending those little valves off, little secure valves with a package with a self-adjusted envelope back. So you send it to all these different places all over the continent of Africa. You say, look, if you don't mind, could you go outside and get some dirt outside your house, put it in here and send it back? Because I'm trying to find where my bones are from. So you dig these little places in the backyard and put this dirt in there. So you blindfold yourself and walk barefoot around the yard to see if your bones can remember what the dirt felt like that your ancestors lived on.
Mm. Oh yeah, I'm walking on Zimbabwe right now. Yeah.
But I don't even know where that idea came from, but she wanted to write a poem about dirt, but that was my idea of dirt, is that how do we know? There has to be a way that we can feel where we come from. Because I think, just like what the poem, We the People, it talks about, I know why they keep stopping us. It's because we're surrounded by ancestors. So people that are not us, they see us, the one, as many.
Yeah.
So they see us. So they're trying to figure out how all us sitting in this seat with a seatbelt on. So they want to stop and ask us some questions. That's why they keep killing us. Like, I want to kill all these motherfuckers in this seat right here. There's a whole bunch of people walking in that grind, but it's dude by itself.
Like, he walked up on me and I thought they was gonna jump me.
Exactly.
Man,
but that's what it sounds like.
It's like if I build a robot and this robot can talk and walk and speak, with the way that robot looks at me is gonna look at me different, because it's not me. Like, well, why don't I have what you have? And so it is if you look at the origin of man and how it went from black to brown to red and yellow and all the way to white. When you go all the way down, it's some shit missing down the chain. You don't just lose melanin, you use a whole lot of other stuff along the way. You know what I'm saying? And so you're gonna look at what you came from differently, because that ain't you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna look at it.
No, you say, like, I'm trying, it's some shit missing in you, man. I'm just trying to tell you some shit missing. We don't know what it is, but
know what it is. but that's actual facts, AJ. I mean,
I know, but to hear it out loud, it's facts, but to hear it out loud, you know what I'm saying?
And then you got to think, just let's skip, let's not even talk, let's pretend the thing at the Capitol didn't even happen. Let's pretend that didn't happen. You can pull up on YouTube, hell, you can go to the corner store and you can see somebody that's not black look at you like you disgust them because you black. And you don't deserve to be able to shop where they shop or breathe in the same air they breathing in. They can look at you and there's dissatisfaction in them.
You know, today was the first time I heard where the lady got shot. They was trying to crawl in the window. That was wrapped in the American flag. Oh, this guy was beating on his windows. He's beating on it, and my Thanksgiving poem. Hey, Mike, yeah, Thanksgiving should be a hell of a poem. but she was trying to crawl in the window, so as she got shot. That's the one that died, got shot in the neck.
Okay.
Because she was crawling through the window in this place to where there were senators and representatives in that room, and it wasn't secure. So how you just gonna? But me, I didn't understand why a whole lot of people didn't get shot.
Right. Just
you got all these marksmen. You got all these marksmen with these rifles laying on this deck. What they're looking at? Birds?
It was too light in there. They couldn't see. They couldn't see. There's no seasoning.
Because I'm
like canned chicken.
If it was black people, they'd be calling out. I got the one with the big sign. It'd be target practice.
I got 2 for 1 on this one.
But it was just it was a shock and a shame.
Yeah.
And you don't hear those two things often, a shock and a shame that these people were running around with Confederate flags, waving them big. So my that was that poem, A Lesson on Marches.
Mm-hmm.
It was just saying that maybe we're doing it wrong because we're carrying signs. Maybe we carried big giant flags so they could see us in the distance. We wouldn't be accosted. They wouldn't tear gas us or bombard us with these rubber bullets because they don't see our flags.
Yeah. Wow.
But if we was in the flag business, in Washington, D.C., you know how much money we would have made?
Man, come on. Well, hell, we need to get in right now. We need to listen. Google that. Somebody Google, look on there. Can we invest in flag making?
Yeah.
That is going through the roof right now. They buy, man, you see more flags, you would think it was Veterans Day. You would think it was.
And then I actually Googled the origin of the American flag. You know how they talk about what's the name? Betsy Ross made the flag. But if you go back and read, that story was given almost 70 or 80 years later by her great-grandson, or maybe by her grandson, one of them, where he was saying that Betsy Ross was, they asked her to make the flag and she's the one who made it. She didn't even make those flags. She had nothing to do with the flag. But I'm saying, but this is a story that we always tell, that we were told in school.
Right.
She did not design the flag. So that's one of them once upon a time things.
That once upon a time will get you every time.
Yeah, once upon a time, Betsy Ross made this flag. She didn't make the flag. And when I discovered, I was trying to figure out who exactly made the flag, but I was going through down this rabbit hole. But it's when you find out people that they've christened, like the king or christened to have done this, like Christopher never made it to America.
Mm-hmm.
There's a statue of him in the Bahamas, because that's where he landed.
Yeah.
So all these people that we're giving all this credit to, of all these discoveries, never made it to these places they're supposed to discover. So I'm wondering who sat down to write these lines.
And what we feel. Go ahead.
Who had a stamp of verification? Like, okay, that sounds good to me. But
the thing about it, AJ, is this: they'll get together and they'll ride generations down on the same lie. We won't stand on one truth.
Man, no, we won't even ride together. No, we won't even ride together.
With the own car. Yeah, I'll meet you there.
We were talking about, that side of the family. I don't know what happened, but I know it was about 2 generations ago. We like Hatfields and McCoys and shit. We don't speak to them. We don't know why, but we don't associate with them no more. That's the black sheep of the family.
Yeah,
we're all black. How can you tell a black sheep when we're all black?
God Almighty. Okay. Mike said, I read the story, but I don't recall who made the flag. but Al Shore was a slave. Oh yeah, I'm willing to put money on that too, man.
That's interesting because I did because I wrote all my notes on it, but I was just amazed that we grew up thinking Betsy Ross made this flag. Now, Mike, I was telling in this poem it says, what if we Confederate our red, black, and green?
Wow.
What if we just hum our Wish It Was in Dixie under a whispered chant of Black Lives Matter?
Wow.
They say, well, they don't look like us, but they sounded like us pretty good, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Talking Dixie and man, it's amazing how we still have to wait to see the outcome of all these people that rushed in. Because what's the estimation of the number of people you think was in the building?
In that building? I don't know. I don't think it was more than 100 people out there. My personal,
man, it looked like a whole lot more than 100, man. Because
I mean, from the pictures that I saw, because I didn't spend a lot of time watching it, and so for the initial that rushed the building, I don't know what was there by that time, but when I initially saw it, I didn't think it was more than 150 people max. Where the camera was visible when I first saw it, because I didn't stay focused on it. By the time I saw it, I didn't see crowd photos. I just saw when the police officer was doing this and then running up the stairs, letting them chase him and shit. Which I found out. So did you hear the story behind that?
Yeah, he led him away.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So always what they do, you seen Life, right? The movie Life, Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, and they send him out there to go shush the ducks away. Always send the black one to go do the shit. He ain't gonna get no damn recognition for doing the right damn thing. But so I don't really know how much. I don't even have an idea because I didn't get to see images of the whole mass that was out there. So I don't. I guess I'm not. I'm saying it's not. I'm not. I can't really voice an opinion on it. I didn't see all of
it. No, but I was asking because they contacted Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All these people was going live on their phones.
Wow.
So they asked them to keep all them videos, save all them videos, don't let nobody delete them.
Oh, they don't.
So they're going through all these videos and all this. So they finna locate all these people.
Oh, them niggas going to jail. Yeah. Them niggas going to jail.
And that's the strange part. The strange part is that we saw what happened, but I want to see what happens.
I want to see what happens. I want more than just the no fly list, because they got them on the no fly. Some of them couldn't fly home.
No, but the reason they got them on no fly is because they say you finna come with us. You don't need no plane. We got a seat for you on the C-130.
I don't know what you thought.
I wonder how many people still at Guantanamo Bay and how many rooms they got.
Wow. And another thing,
how many rooms they got at Guantanamo Bay? I think that'd be a good place to sit down and have some conversations.
Yeah, man. And sleep deprivation and using them towels and that water treatment. Let's see some of that go down. Who sent you?
Really? Who? But I really think that, I saw Pharrell. Pharrell had this conversation, right? Pharrell was talking about, he said, look, man, he said, I ain't built for prison. He said, I tell everybody I hang with, like, look, I ain't gonna be no snitch, but I'm gonna tell on you. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell on you. So don't do that shit around me. He said, cause if they come to me, I'm gonna say, look, man, I told him not to do it. He over there. He said, cause I ain't going to jail for nobody. I got things to do out here. I'm not doing that. But I'm saying, but it was how real he was with the conversation. Look, man, I'm not built for jail. I don't do nothing. So I'm telling everybody around me, don't come around me doing that. And I'm like, until we actually stand accountable with each other, I don't think we have a chance of changing everything around us. See, it's up to us to say, look, we can't do wrong no more. And since we're together, you doing wrong, think I'm not going, I'm doing wrong with you. Because if you notice, if you're black, if you black and somebody in the car go rob the grocery store, rob the gas station, all 5 of y'all rob the gas station.
And the one that forgot to get in the car, the one we left behind, we're going to get him too. Conspiracy.
You know, I said, where's Jerry? Jerry's usually with y'all, you know.
He usually here. Go and get him. Man, I remember, listen, it's funny you say that. I remember getting pulled over by the police in New York City before I moved out here. I'm young. And I remember the police car pulled us over and the detectives went one way. Blue police car came the other way, right? And he said, okay, let's see who in here that I know already. Ain't that some shit? Now, mind you, this was in Brownsville. I live in East New York, and it's walking distance, but we just happen to be in the car. Let's see who we know in here already. Crazy part about it, they ain't know nobody in the goddamn car. They ain't know none of us. They said, oh, shit. They didn't know none
Roll call. Roll call. Come on. Man, me and my, you know, when I tell you, me and a friend of mine, Dave, he had locks, white dude, locks. Poet, we went on tour. We did 41 gigs across the United States, did like 14,000 miles in almost 2.5, 3 months. So we were riding, and we were about to leave Texas, and there was this police van and a police car underneath the bridge, underneath this overpass, underneath the bridge, and we riding. So there's like 3 trucks in the right lane. So I get over, I'm driving, I get over, and I'm doing 60, I think it was like 70 or 75 on the street. So I'm doing 65, making sure I'm doing 65. Might have went to 70 when I was passing the trucks. Then as we passed them, this police car spin out, throw his lights on. So I'm like, oh man, he finna get somebody. You know, because I'm quite sure it could be me. We just our eyes just met. You know, right. So we riding these 3 trucks. So I'm trying to pass these trucks. And then the police car, you know, took him a second to catch up. When he finally caught up, his lights on. So I put my signal on and the truck slowed down. So I get over to let the policeman pass. He put his signal on and slow down too. Truck get over, he pulled us over. He said, you know why I stopped you? I said, no. He said, because you was too close to that truck.
Too close to the truck.
Yeah, and I pulled over to let him pass. And Dave, you know, Dave is white, so he used to this. He talking about, man, fuck y'all, man. You know, because I'm like, Dave, the more outrageous you get, the more they look at me like, why are you saying that? I'm like, Dave, I ain't saying nothing, but they looking at me like, you know, if you say something else.
You don't know who you're riding with here?
but they wanted to search the car, and I said, no, you know, you can't search your car. He said, well, I got a lot of books, a lot of bags and stuff like that. What's in that bag in the front? He said, oh, you can see that one. And he pulled my bag out. I was like, okay, like this is my first book. You know, right? This is the first book I wrote. Okay, this is my second book, but this is probably my favorite book. And he looking at me like, I'm trying to find some drugs. What you got? These are my drugs.
This all I got. You want to get high? Read some of this shit.
He looked like he was getting mad, but I'm like, oh, this is my third book, man. This is my favorite, man. And he looking like, if you don't shut up, we on a mission to find them. He said, well, can we search the back? I said, no. And Dave cussing him out. I'm like, no, we haven't done anything. Why did you stop us? He said, because you was too close to the truck. I said, but we only pulled over. When you came up to pass, we pulled over and the truck let us over. So we weren't close to the truck. We were just allowing you passage. You know, but it was just instant when he saw, and I got so used to it being stopped like that. I'm saying I would be driving and the police would be, you know, like the police at this light on this side, right? So I'm passing the street and I see him and our eyes meet. And when our eyes meet, I'm like, damn, I'm finna get stopped. And they be laughing like, no, yeah. And time the police would turn, put his lights on and stop me. And it was like, and I had no tickets. Yeah, I stopped in Dallas, Fort Worth all the time. And both of them. And I was like, hey, I'm just make sure I ain't got nothing on me because
it's coming.
I'm getting stopped.
My brothers call me the old man because I don't do all that speeding and shit. I don't. Listen, I don't want. Only time I want to have police contact is when I'm doing a workshop with these kids and the police officers called Increase the Peace. If I'm not calling police officers that I know that are my friends or family, I don't want no contact. None. That pulling
workshop. Texas, in Fort Worth, Texas, is the women's prison. I did workshops in the women's prison too.
Okay.
But when in Texas, has the most notorious women ever, like mass
wow.
murders. They got all the women that you see in these movies and all these other things in Fort Worth, Texas. So when I was doing the workshop, I went in and they said, okay, you cannot ask anybody what they did to get in here. So you do the workshop and all this. So I'm doing the workshop, and all everybody want to talk about is what they did to get in. I'm like, I don't, I don't want to hear this thing. No, I don't want to know.
Write this shit down, girl. Write it in your phone.
They wrote some dope poetry though. They wrote some nice poetry. But see, I don't think poets know what the truth sound like when it's the real truth. When it's the unabridged, unabashful truth. And I'm saying they was writing shit where they was apologizing, like, I want to apologize to the family of the two people I murdered. And I'm saying, when you hear that line in the poem, it's like, I think I'm in the wrong place.
When you start looking around security, where y'all at? I need to get the hell out of here.
But I'm saying, but it was amazing how when you confront yourself, that's all you got left is you. So you better be upfront with you.
Because you can't hide no more.
Oh yeah.
Yourself be sitting like, no, nigga, that ain't what you said last time.
Michael say he want to ride with AJ. No, you don't, man.
Man.
No, that would be a nice book. That he said, Women Poetry would be a nice book. That would, but see, I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't know how to. I don't want any money from it. I want the money to go to them, but I didn't know how to allocate that. Do the book and people not think I'm trying to benefit from their story. Because me, I have a problem with slams. I have a problem with slams when they say, okay, it's $1,000 slam, but we got 11 ports, $100 entry fee, $1,000 slam. I'm like, well, you just got $1,100. I'm like, so I have a problem when you have a slam and you're covering, you get the door in your pocket, plus you get some of the money from the poets. So we just paying for mic time, and then y'all gonna pick who wins. I'm like, all my slams I did, I called Battle of the Flows. I had envelopes I paid the top 5. I had envelopes with money in it, first, second, third, fourth, fifth place. It wasn't dependent on how many people showed up. It wasn't dependent on participation. There was a minimum fee. I'm sorry, you got to pay a fee to get in, but I wasn't making the fee equitable to the money I'm paying out. But I see so many people doing it. It's like pimping poets. I've been talking about pimping poets since I've been in slam, since 2000. Because we would go to events and it was like, man, we didn't drove all the way out here, because it was one event we went to. I think it was in Oklahoma. It was somewhere in Oklahoma. So we drove to the event, and when we got there, it was supposed to be like $750, $350, $200, or something like that, whatever the prize range. So when we got there, he said, well, we didn't sell all the tickets we thought we was gonna sell. So the prize amount, I'm saying that's not happening. I say, we drove all the way here. What, 4.5 hours? Drove all the way here 4.5 hours? I'm not coming here, because one of us, we go places and we're gonna split the money. So one of us getting first and second. So we know what money we splitting.
Right. Yeah,
Everybody be quick.
I haven't done any big money slams. My slams always been winner take all, $10 a head. Those kind of things. I hadn't done any big money slams. The ones that I plan to do this year last year before COVID would be actually companies that are sponsoring the winner. And so I'd rather have that, and then the poets don't need to pay no fee. They just come on and you won't need a fee for them at that point. Or if you did, it'd still be $10.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I haven't done any big money slams like that. I do miss doing slams because I love the effects of it. I did a say again.
Now come on. You did a
well, the slams that make the most money are the erotic slams. We know that. That's where they come out. AJ, I did this erotic slam. I want to say about 4 years ago, maybe less than that, 3 or 4 years ago, and The place was so packed. I had a line going both sides outside the place. Couldn't even let nobody else in. Couldn't even let nobody else in. I'm gonna post a picture. In fact, we had no seats for a lot of people. They were standing around the side. It was like being in a rap battle outside because people were standing right around all the poles. We all right here. But the beauty in it was people were holding up. The judge was holding up they signs like this. And then you see the funny things they put on the signs. I miss all of that part of slam poetry. I miss being able to say, man, having to contain myself as the host and not really make it big because I'm like, oh, he just killed that shit and I can't do that. I miss those things.
No, but I'm saying I had to talk to people that would host events or co-host events with me that I put on because I was like, look, man, you can't say, oh man, it's one of my favorite poets and it's a slam. I say you can't say, oh shit, that poem was fire, man. What y'all gonna get it? I said you can't say that because it's a slam unless you're gonna say that behind every poet. And I was trying to let people know that you have to treat every poet the same, regardless if it's a poem you like or dislike or whatever. That emotion cannot be in your voice. You can't sway you're not supposed to sway the judges. Let them sway the judges.
Let them sway. Yeah. Do you know Stephen Miko? Stephen Miko?
No.
Man, I like his work. Let me tell you, he started working with Wendy Jones, and they did a slam. It was a teen slam. We was raising money for Go to Southern Fried. This was 2 years ago. And I said, and it's like, winner take all is a $500 slam. I said, well, it's like a scrimmage match. It's just us against them. Why don't we just split the prize money? That way everybody get money. We got to go to Southern Fried together. It's cool. Good deal. I think Wits did a poem. Okay, somebody went first, right? And then my brother Wits went for my team. After Wits did his poem, Stephen Miko says, y'all don't make it easy on them. Don't just give out tens. I was like, oh, shit, wait a minute. Then he said, when he bought somebody won, he said, oh, this poet just won an award, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo. But, at that point, now, I'm going to tell you, if it was a winner take all, and we hadn't agreed to that, I would have been real ugly that night.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that.
I've heard, that's what I'm talking about. I heard people say that like, man, y'all giving out 10 so freely. And, you might have 3 poets that just got, almost a perfect score.
Yeah.
But they say, look, what I'm going to need you to do, y'all can't give out these 29 nines and these 30s, man. Y'all, make them earn it. I'm like, so the people that they just scored a 30, you said they didn't earn it? Or you just trying to make it hard on the people after them?
And then my thing is, it's too late now. You say that in the beginning. I'm fine with that. Listen, make them work for it. I'm fine with that in the beginning before any poet touches, before your sack gets on stage. Before your sack does their poem, make sure that you say that if that's what you want to say. You can't say that shit after somebody performs. Because if that person got an 8.6 and you should make it hard, the next person is getting a 7.4.
Yeah.
Just because you said that shit. Now I tell you what, I hate when it jump out the gate with 29s out the gate because you ain't got nowhere to go. But at that point, you just better bring your 5 shit because if you get a 28, you in trouble. You in trouble.
I mean, it was one year at Nationals, man. Our first bout, I think we had Dallas. We had Dallas Poetry Slam. We had Minnesota that had 13 Nazareth. Minnesota, we had another team out of Cali. I don't know which Cali team it was, but a fire team and one of the New York teams. Our first bout. So I wrote this team piece called "If We Were Prophets." But the concept of the piece is that if we were prophets, what would you do? So, man, but the piece was so tight. We got up and did a 5-man team. Put an A. Did a 5-man team piece as an A. Got a perfect 50. Out the gate, 5-man team piece. So that just, you saw Dallas Slam walk outside like, okay, we got to do, we got to be group. We can't do what we just thought we was gonna do. Yeah, but that was the first perfect 50 I saw out the gate for a team piece.
Yeah. I haven't. No, I seen a perfect 50 with Slamageddon.
Yeah.
And then you know, Slangston. Matter of fact, Slangston gonna be on my show Thursday morning.
Slangston Hughes, yeah.
Man. And then I saw with New Jerusalem pulled that out too. As a matter of fact, I think Say What did too. I think Moody and them did too at Southern Fried. But I've always been a fan of group pieces. Once I realized the work that go into a group piece, and then how you got to be so in sync in your volumes and everything, man.
No, but check it out. That's I just got Mr. Whitson number the other day.
Okay.
But I want to talk to y'all about the play. But
we need to do a Zoom this week.
Okay, but I'm saying the concept of the play is the three of us. But I'm gonna give you the idea because I don't think anybody can write it like we write it anyway. It don't matter. It's called Last Class because usually if you go and do a workshop, it's usually last class of the day or something that you got either in an auditorium or something last. So last class is the three of us getting together, going over what we're going to do at a workshop where we're doing workshops at different schools. But each one of us is going completely in what our bag on how we're doing the workshop and why this is a motivational technique, why this works and the history of why this works, you know, just that thing. But I want to do it like that, but also in between it, parts of it would be a team piece.
Yeah.
Like a certain part where you say, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and whatever you say, we're all standing because that's what we're all included in our workshops. You know, so we can write it like it's a team piece, but it's an individual thing. But it's like we finna go and motivate these youth.
Yeah, I like it. I like to see how we gonna flip that because that's crazy. That's crazy.
And I can see it being a team piece throughout, but it's not a whole team piece.
Yeah, so, just certain parts will become a team piece. Yeah, but it's almost like, you know, because because of the monologues have to become individualized, but then we bump into that piece. I think it's dope. Yeah,
because I say if we want to motivate the youth, we all do that. We all do workshops.
Yeah.
So
how we make that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that look like? Yeah.
You know, but I think the big money slam we went to Slam in Stockton, and it was supposed to be a Kia dealership was a sponsor. I think first prize was $5,000 and a car, a Kia, whatever.
Oh wow.
And a car. But let me tell you what happened. So they had the car out there the first 2 or 3 days of the slam. Had the car parked in front of the building, you know, the car out there. There's somebody gonna win this car. So the finals, the car wasn't out there. I tell you, my homegirl Janine is the dopest poet I know, man, because she done won slams everywhere we went. I'm saying just blew people away. She won. Okay. And then they gave her the key to the car. She still got the key to the car. She just did. They say the guy at the dealership took the car and ran off or whatever. You know, it was some story they gave. But so I always asked every now. I say, yo, Jay, you still got the keys to the car?
Wow, that's crazy.
Then they paid her first place in increments. Because I think first place was 5, second was I think 3, third was 25, fourth was 125 or something like that. But I'm saying it was dope.
I'm just trying to how the hell they lose the damn car?
No, I said the guy took the car, but I'm saying, you know, I said I would. They would give me a car. Yeah, they would give me and it was a Kia. Was it Kia Sorento? What Kia? What's the little square Kia?
Scion? Is it Scion?
Yeah, Zion. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was out there the first 3 days.
I'm suing for that car. You get me something, and I don't want no bicycle. Either give me a damn car.
But I'm saying, man, she rocked it, and I think I'm trying to figure out what it was. It was a dude got mad at me because of the poem I did, and he said that he went behind me. He said, I got a poem just like that when I was gonna do, but now I can't do it.
That was dumb.
I'm like, how I'm supposed to know what you got? But there was this dude, Babu out of Cali, right? Babu I had a CD, man. It was probably one of the coldest CDs I had from a poet, man. And it was Tyler CD was round. I think it's round because he was talking about how if you fly in a plane, America's cut up in squares. But all America knew was squares, so they had to come and get us because all we knew was rounds. We lived in a round hut, played round drums, made our mouths round. So they came here and they took the land from people, made rounds. They round this. He said, so they made a square gun, but they needed us to make it round because the square gun shoots round bullets. He say they had a square basketball court, so we taught them how to make a round. So, but I'm saying the whole poem is just dope all the way through. And man, I don't know how to find Babu, and I know my CD is in storage somewhere, but that CD is tight. Because my two favorite CDs is Babu and Sekou the Misfit, Mumblings of a Madman. And Mumblings of a Madman, I'm saying it's one poem there. He said, ask me now, mommy. Am I too late? He said, ask me now. I know what I want to be when I grow up. That shit. I'm gonna see if I can't find on my computer. I'm sending you that. And I think when we finally see what people can do with sound, that's why I asked the question of the, I said, how important is sound to you? And I wasn't asking about sound in particular. I'm asking about how do you treat what you say with respect enough that you want other people to respect the sounds you make?
Yeah. How you cater to that? Yeah. Yeah. How do you? I would like to hear somebody answer that. That'll make it some shit you write down. You won't be wasting your time writing no shit down after that. You be like, no, I can't write that. You want me to say that?
but and I think there's questions we need to ask ourselves so we can actually see that there's a deeper purpose and a deeper meaning in the poems that we write, because it can't just be for you.
If it was, nobody would want to hear it. Nobody listen to it.
Yeah. It can't just be for you.
What I found out about poetry is like drums. I don't give a dang on what music you listen to. You love when you hear the drum come in. You love when that drum come in. Now you might listen to strings and chords, and that might be your favorite. You might play a horn, but when that drum beat hit, and poetry is like that. Like the first time you walk into a poetry event as a non-poet, you don't know what you're in for. And then what they say to you afterwards, man, I felt like I went to church. Yeah, you soul cleansed. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we did with the drum. The drum was a healing thing. You know, we heal with that. The vibration. So that's why I think poetry is like that.
Now, years ago, I was there was this like, you know, like Bad Boys or one of those organizations like that. Mm-hmm. But it was a white organization. What they did is they studied what makes a #1 hit.
Okay. Like
there was a certain metered song, a certain way the drums played, a certain heavy bass. And they had all these things that they'd broken down to a science, like the science of a #1 hit. But then in that study, it found that we are, I guess, our bodies are directed to the drums and the bass, because when the drums hit like that and the bass hit like that, it makes our heartbeats. It matches our heartbeat with the rhythm. So we're attached to the rhythm and we don't know why. And it's just amazing when you start seeing that there's a whole lot of things, because then I studied frequencies, you know, because I was like, okay, so everything's at a frequency. Yeah. Hey, you know, I vibe with you. And people don't understand that I vibe with you is saying that you and I are on the same frequency.
Same frequency. Yeah.
But then you start saying trees grow at a certain frequency. Grass moves at a certain frequency. Water, you know, a window is viscous at a certain frequency. Mm-hmm. So you start looking at frequencies, you say, man, there's some things in there that get too deep if you start trying to discover everything. But we start saying our heartbeats at a certain frequency. We live at a certain frequency.
Yeah.
Our skin sheds and moves at a certain frequency. So our body's all these different melodies, all these different frequencies. So when you find somebody that syncs with you, you don't know why.
You don't have a clue. But it is what it is. In now.
What to say? We didn't kiss. You can't go no more. You here. You might as well move in. We didn't kiss.
You know, I'm looking at my Facebook, right? I got my Facebook pulled up, and it says bring them on camera. You can bring somebody up on camera on Facebook too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I went live with my brother on Facebook, man. My brother, you know, I'll tell you a personal friend. I went live with him on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Everybody was tripping because we were sitting there talking. I'm like, yeah, man, that's my big brother.
Wow.
But yeah, man, you can go live on Facebook. And you can go live on Twitter too.
On Twitter?
But then what is it? Twitter was what was the thing? Periscope.
Wow, I didn't know that either. I used to have
a Periscope. Yeah, I don't know how many. I had a bunch of followers on my Periscope, man, because I did my little Periscope. I did motivational Mondays and, you know, thoughtful Thursdays and all kind of stuff. It was cool.
Yeah.
On Periscope, but you couldn't bring anybody in, huh?
I just got Clubhouse because I got my iPhone. I use They got Clubhouse, but I ain't used it yet.
Yeah, somebody sent me the link. I hadn't used it. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out too. Yeah, man.
But I gotta Google to see how it works because, you know, all these, because I have Restream, and Restream is I'm paying for it. I used it.
Using that thing, man. We got to figure that out.
I know. I used it once, and I brought Open Book on, and it had connected to my YouTube, to my Facebook, and here, but I couldn't get it to connect to my Instagram. That's why I'm trying to figure that out because I wanted you're supposed to be able to link to 30 different platforms at the same time, and like in this one, like if somebody chatting on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, it's supposed to come in the same feed so all these people can talk amongst each other from all different platforms. Wow, that's what they say. At least that the videos I saw, you know, it does that in videos.
Right. Because hell, stuff I see on Facebook don't pop up over here.
Yeah, I'm saying, but that's what Restream is supposed to be. So I'm definitely gonna work it because, man, I cancel my Netflix and all those things. I'm saying, man, I'm canceling all that because I'm trying to get this done. Plus, man, I gotta go back in my t-shirts. I see Wits, man. Wits is on it, man. But see, I have a t-shirt that says I'm right every day. But there's a line through the I'm. So just say right every day. So when people see it, a lot of people don't get it at first. They say, well, you right every day. I'm saying, yeah, I say, well, you know, look at it again. It's like right every day. That's all the shirt is saying.
Listen, I got a shirt coming for y'all ass. I'll probably get it. I don't know if I'm gonna get it tonight, but I might get it tomorrow. Have it tomorrow. I got a shirt coming for y'all, and go mess some people mind up. Young, but no, he didn't do that. Yes, the hell I did. Which probably put it together right now.
And I have a series of shirts called Poetic Lessons. It's like a splash of paint. It's called Poetic Lesson. Lesson one says the truth about poetry is that poetry used to be the truth, and that's what's on the back. Okay. And then it's 5 different lessons of that, and I have a shirt with all these mics on it. It said, choose your weapon. On the back, it says, mine is my tongue. Yeah. So a lot of people, when they see the back first, they be wondering what the hell is on that shirt.
I'm sure they see that back. Oh yeah, wow. I got some ideas with some other things, man, with some shirts that we coming out with too. But yeah, man, yeah. Okay, Slankson, he just got the link, so we definitely getting Slankson up here. I'm gonna do a series for. So once the COVID screening is done, which I should know this week, once the COVID screening is done with some folks, I'll be going into the office, and then what I plan to do is while I'm at the office, I'm just going to stream the whole damn time I'm at the office. Everything that's going on, it don't make sense not to. I'm there. Yeah, I got a lot of. I want to do some writing prompts right now. Write it right now. We got 5-minute prompts. You got 5 minutes, and then I let them write to the prompt, and I bring their ass on the damn screen. I'm gonna be doing all that stuff and some competitions and stuff like that. So we're gonna have a good time once I get in the office.
I just found some prompts prompts I wrote on some. I think it's on this phone. Let me see. I just found this poem, Birthright, and it's birth, WRITE.
Oh, Nice.
Let me see. I'm trying to find his prompts. Oh yeah, they had a writing prompt on impromptu, truth and secrets. I don't know if they wanted to pick one, but I started writing truth secrets, and see, it said trauma would do horrible things to people, make them forget where they came from, force them to remember only the things told to remember.
Mm. Those are prompts you got written down?
Now, I got prompts on his phone. I'm sorry, I got prompts everywhere. Like in this book.
I know you do.
in this book right here, I just threw this book together, right? It's called Let There Be Ink. And on the first page is 15 writing prompts.
15. Mm.
And the first prompt is love notes and rumors. The second is the end of summer. The delicate scent of stone. Ceilings are for reaching deadbeats. This is why death sounds so familiar. Wow. Speaking in tongues, how dreams fly. Pictures and promises. Scars of the last guest. In the wake of a nightmare. Muddy waters. Dust, diamonds, and delusions. Before the beginning of sky.
Wow.
And trust.
Before the beginning of sky. Wow.
I'm saying that should be easy because we know, say let there be light.
Yeah.
There wasn't no sky yet,
Sure wasn't. It then and Earth, look, the Earth didn't have no form of void, but the water was still. Remember that. I love just try to break that shit down to try to explain that to me.
Yeah, water just sat there.
Just sat there on nothing. It's even if it was in space, it was spinning or something. It was still floating. It wasn't still. Anyway, maybe I'm just dumb. Yeah, man. What time is it? We got to get out of here. It's almost 6 o'clock.
Okay. No, but check this out. This is just an idea I was writing. It says, I wonder who you never asked. How heavy is a pocket filled with wishes?
Mm.
Can you hold prayers in your hands too tight? If so, do they turn to dust? Are those prayers in the corners of my bedroom trapped in the creases of my broken sofa?
Wow. Wow.
I'm just trying to find the writing prompts on here.
Yeah, I'm looking through some of these notes, and I don't even know some of these poems. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read this poem that I just pulled up.
Wait, you say somebody left them poems on your phone?
Somebody left these poems on my computer. It's titled 1460.
14 what?
It's titled 1460.
Okay.
It says, it was 4 years ago when the shift happened. When the scuffing of hard-bottom shoes became the frenzy of the day. When suits and gowns became the focus for cameras and lifelong memories. It was a day for tears and running makeup. A day when kissing hands found the perfect jewelry. A day when the first yes, I do carried the greatest meaning. Some would say jump in the broom. I call it finding the one. She who completes the vibration of my smile, and he whose story takes me back to teenage size giggles. It was 4 years ago when magic meant resting my worries on the shoulders of the one God sent me. When the word lonely had to find a new address, it was that day I gave the word single its final walking papers. And simultaneously, two heartbeats became one living pulse. It was 1,460 days ago when life meant mornings will always have you. And the dinner table will forever be occupied by two bodies. It was then that I knew love had found its forever home. It was that day that we became a hymn. And every morning promised us Valentine's Day. It was 4 years ago 1,460 days that I told the world that I love you, and I still love you today. I must have wrote that for somebody's anniversary and don't even remember it.
No, no, no. You say when you gave, what was that? You gave Lonely Finally Walking Papers.
Yeah. I gave the
No.
word single its final walking
Yeah,
paper.
single. You know what I'm saying? But you sound like you wrote that for somebody. If you don't remember writing it, you wrote it for somebody.
Because I ain't never been
Is
mad.
that date on it? What's the date? What's the date on it?
What's the date on it? June 24th. What year was that though? Oh, that was June 24th this year.
Okay.
I don't know who the hell I wrote that for.
Ooh,
Somebody.
That's dope. I just found a writing prompt I got for us.
Let me hear.
Who lost us?
Who lost us? Let me write that down because I'm gonna forget that shit.
Who lost us? That's horrible.
Yeah, man. Because it's the people who lost us and then the people who purposely lost us. You know what I mean? It's so much in there. Like we can keep battling. They our ancestors that allowed shit to happen and some didn't, but they're dumb that didn't know, they still lost us.
Well, you can Kanye it.
That fool, I think his wife just left him now.
But I saw that, man, but I just read captions when it comes to news. I just read captions. I'm like, I'm not finna, not finna read this story because usually it's like clickbait anyway.
Most of the time, yeah. They're just leading you away from something else. Yeah.
Now, but who lost us, man? That's interesting. So, and because my thoughts, my direction. Anybody want to write on this listening can write on who lost us. So my thoughts would be, so when General Granger arrived in Texas and say, let them niggas go, like Moses, like he's kind of like Moses when he showed up with his army. He said, let them niggas go, and the niggas left.
Yeah.
But when they left, they stopped because Texas wrote a law about loitering. So if they caught you loitering, which stopped anywhere, they could arrest you and take you back to the plantation that you came from, put you back to work for whatever amount of time. So who lost us? Is that us losing ourselves when we left and didn't know where to go?
Wow.
Because you ever see that back in the day, there was a commercial, was it Burger King commercial or McDonald's, one of them? It said like buy one, get one free. And they had this burger on the podium. They said, you're free, you can go.
I remember that.
Every time I saw that, all I could hear was them telling the slaves they were free. But if you've been on this plantation for all these generations and you haven't been outside these grounds, where is free gonna take you? Where you going? So it's like we're free, like, okay, free to go where? That's why a lot of them chose to just work on a plantation for a little bit of money and a piece of land and built their own house, and they're still doing the same thing, but because they had no idea where to go from there.
You can't go, you can't use freedom when you don't even understand what it is.
Yeah, when you never even, they never even told you it was a word.
Yeah. What is that? You got to ask, what is freedom? Is that a horrible place to be?
Really?
God damn.
No, that's why I put in that point. It says, it's a lot of slaves didn't know that heaven and free was the same place, and it's only 800 miles from here.
I love that shit, man. I love that. I'm trying to put this address in here. But the thing about it is, you can't even begin to fathom the value of a word that you have never been taught. So you don't know how valuable it is because you don't even know what it is. What is that? Freedom. And I talk about the slave who he used to take the master and ride his horse and carriage from the south to the north. He was such a good worker that they bought him in the North and freed him. And the master was like, shit, well, you free. I'm taking this money. I'm going my ass back home. You here. You free. And he was so in love with his family, he found his way back to slavery. He didn't have to run away. He wasn't a runaway slave no more. He was free. He brought his ass back to slavery because he didn't know what to do with freedom. And then I can't be free and my family ain't free. That's a heavy place to be.
What seemed like, I know how much it costs me to be free. Let me work and get this money so I can buy my family's freedom.
My family. Chicken George. Chicken George.
You know, because that I think I was enamored by Harriet because Harriet said, she said, I would have freed a whole lot more people if they only knew they were slaves.
They knew they were slaves.
And I'm like, so this is the conversation. You say, what if you don't know the definition of the word? So how do you not know you're a slave? And that's what had me stymied this whole time. I'm like, so how do I, if I'm doing this because you're telling me, how do I not know I'm a slave?
Well, you know, I mean, but there's so much in it. The crossbreed real close, mother and son and brother and sister having, you know, a lot of that played on it. And then, you know, if you a child and you reared up in this way, hell, you don't know the difference. Because Master Tom, a good old master.
He only beat me on Thursdays.
On Thursdays, right? He got a whole bunch of other days. It's just the one day that he picked.
Yeah, if I can hide for a bit, I might not get got.
I might not get got. If I can make this bale of hay a little heavy, or this cotton just a little bit bag a little heavy, I might be okay.
Damn. No, man, but I'm saying it's those things like the question you just asked. Like, okay, so what is the weight of a word you didn't know, even if it's something that you need to know? Yeah. And to me, those are things to me worth writing. It's like it's worth writing. Okay, so how is a slave, unbeknownst to him, a slave? See, that brings to now, like, if we're so used to just going and people telling us who won elections and we don't vote, and we just said, oh, it's gonna be messed up again. You know, we ain't gonna, you know, it's gonna be the same old way, the same people running. No, same people not voting.
Yeah, that's the part that's the same. That's the only thing that's the same, because one master ain't no better than the other one, but it still ain't the same.
Yeah, but
you know,
but until we actually
listen, I didn't like that goddamn Ronald Reagan bastard, but yeah, hell, I take him over Trump.
Ooh, you know, I'm trying to think. I don't know in history of anybody that did. My mother asked me the other day. She said, "Well, how is he getting away with that?" I said, "He's not getting away with it. It's just that all the people that he either have something on, or the checks and balances don't work because he got balances on all them checks." So I say the president is an honorable position. Honorable men run for president. Used to. So nobody expected
a jackass,
somebody of this caliber, not just to run, but to get in office. So you got to know that those Confederate flags ain't flying because they just started.
Yeah.
Because
how many more days he got?
About 9. What's day?
Today's 11. What, the 10th?
Yeah, 11. 9 days.
Yeah, he got 9 more days. Oh hell. Y'all better say y'all prayers like it was damn what was it, September 11th. What was it? When 2K?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all better act like that. We might be there now, goddamn it. This nigga will turn the lights out on your ass. That funky ass man will turn the lights out on you in a minute.
What's the right new code to all agreed? So now we're living in the dark.
Living in the dark. God almighty. I hate to think. Anyway, man, I need to get in here and get some stuff done. It's almost 6 o'clock.
Now, I appreciate you, man, but now for sure, man. I'm looking forward definitely to Thursday, man, because it's always always the joint, man. Always the joint hanging with you. But
I'm
we got to do that, man.
now, my political folks, I'm texting with them now. So hopefully we have somebody in here on Thursday.
But we definitely have to sit down and discover what words we need to expound on. Like, you know, the idea that Harriet said they didn't know they were slaves, and like you said, what other words is it that they discovered, like free and freedom? You know, what is the definition of, where did it come from, and how do we actually know that we have it?
Yeah.
Of where does it live? Because it sure ain't on my street.
It ain't on mine either. I looked around the corner and it ain't there. Some woods back there. Might need to dig in the woods somewhere and see if I find some shit. Cause bruh. God damn.
Oh man, love you, my brother, man. I look forward to it. We're definitely gonna do it, man. I got an interview tomorrow with the winner of this week's impromptu.
Nice. Yeah, I need to start. I'm gonna start writing, see if I can win one time. You know, if my writing might add up to something for a change. Maybe somebody might like it a little bit and let me win. Be nice to me. It'd be nice to win if you're running it and you know, it'd be nice to let me win. I need to win.
Yeah, y'all, you need is 11,780 votes.
Oh my God, goddamn Trump.
Okay, man. I get back with you. Let me
All
go
right,
in
man,
there.
I love it, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, enjoyed it, man. Thank you, Mike. Man, Mike, you the bomb, man. You are the bomb, Mike, for sure, man. I love your participation. I love the way your mind works. I love all the things you say.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you this link, AJ, so you'll have it. I'm gonna text it to you in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
All right, bro. Love you, man.
Okay, love you too, man. In a minute.
Peace.